questions over answers before we go to how do you do, Amelia?
I don't know how I got number one.
Number one, flying at an average speed of 580 miles per hour. How far would a fly plane in 2.5 hours? What did you do, ma'am?
I'm 580 times 2.
What about the half?
Is that later?
580 times 2.5. Couple different ways you could do that now that you're in 7th grade. Suggestions? You can multiply it like it's fractions, so it would be 580 over 1 times 5 halves. Remember, make it improper and multiply. Or, James?
580 divided by 2, and then...
Well, you could do that and multiply by 5, but I think if I were you, I would just change this to a lovely decimal and multiply that. To me, that seems a lot easier. You get the same answer either way. James was saying you divide that in 2 and then multiply by 5 or whatever, but I would just do it like this. What, 0, 0, 0, 5, 4, 1, there's 1 decimal place there, so 1450, which is miles. I mean, if you wanted to, again, you can multiply this times this. Was that 2,900 divided by 2, you would get 1450 either way, but your choice. You are 7th graders now, you kind of get to think a little bit for yourself. James?
8. I don't understand.
Please tell me that you saw the word of and multiplied.
Kind of. Maybe. Yes. Wait, yes.
Again, percentages, ladies and gentlemen, it's an incredibly, incredibly rare thing that you'd ever divide when it comes to percentages. You're going to take $25 and multiply it by 30%, but we don't do operations with percent things, so you need to either change it to a fraction or change it to a decimal. What did you change it to? 30% is what is a decimal?
0.30.
0.30, sure. 25, and you don't really need that ending 0. It might kind of mucky the water if you have it.
Oh.
All right. And you want to know, this is going to be in dollars, so how many decimal places? 1, 2, 3, so you come back 3 places, it's $7.50.
Oh. That's how you do it.
Well, I didn't know it was anything new. We haven't done percentages and that sort of thing. Ben moves.
What was 7?
Number 7 was 2 times 3 times 3 times 5 times 7. Ben Moon.
How did I get number 7 wrong?
I don't know. Did you do it as a factor tree or did you do it as a division by primes?
I did 2 divided by, or 603 divided by 2.
So wait, can I ask, did you do this, Ben?
No,
Or did you do this?
I did that.
So when you divided 2 into 630, you had got
350.
315?
350.
50.
I'm not sure how you ended up with that. Then 2 doesn't go into this, but you know that 5 does.
Yeah.
I mean, probably 3 goes in it, probably 2, but I'll just do 5. What's this? 6. 3. 3 goes into 63 9 times. Wait, 9 times 7. Wait, sorry, this was 7. Oh, no. Wait, what was the answer? Where did I get lost there?
3, 3, 2, 5,
5,
7.
7. Okay, where did I go out of the 7 there? Oh, 3 times 21. There it is. 3 times 7. Yeah. So it was 2 times 3 times 3 times 5 times 7. Jake.
Number 5.
Number 5 de Mayo. How many square yards of carpet are needed to cover the floor of a room that is 15 feet long and 12 feet wide? Did you draw a picture, Jake?
Yes.
Did you label said picture?
Yes.
This, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are interested in taking notes to yourself, Seventh grade definitely. Allowed to and encouraged to. Jake, here is what you need to do with this. I am going to guess. If I had to guess what Jake did wrong, he did this. He knows its area. He's looking for square feet. So, whoever's swing, please stop. So I'm guessing, Jake, you took 15 times 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
And got 180?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said, well, I want it in yards instead of feet, so I'm going to divide this by 3 and I'm going to get 60. But that's not the way this works, because you're talking about area. Okay? Let me just tell you what you want to do is you want to change this to yards first. Instead of it being 12 feet times 15 feet, divide those by 3 and get this to be 4 feet by 5 feet. And then what is 4 times 5? 20 feet squared. The deal with what you did there, Jake, is this. If you're looking at a square yard, a square yard is not square feet. This is just straight yards. There's no squared after them. A square yard is 3 feet by 3 feet. So there are 3 times 3. There are 9 feet squared in a square yard. So you should have had to get your answer right, you'd had to divide 180 by 9, not by 3. It's just the way it is. So note to self, change to yards or whatever before you multiply. Because once you multiply, then you're going to be in the world of hurt. Elijah.
What was number 4?
Number 4 was 80 quarters. Grace.
I don't remember 13.
13. Grayson, and again, something else I would write down for notes on number 13 for tomorrow is that I would put parentheses for every letter. In other words, I'm taking 4 times A times C. A is 3, C is 5. Did you multiply 4 times 3 times 5, Grayson?
No.
Did you just write 435? What did you do?
I think I multiplied 4 times 3.
What about the 5? 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 times 5 is 60.
So that's all you have to do.
That is it in a proverbial nutshell. James Chernay.
I don't get how I got 15 wrong.
Is Cherney French?
I don't know.
You got 15 wrong?
Yes. I think I might be right.
What?
I would say you're Russian.
James is
Russian
Russian.
through your math.
Sorry.
Oh.
So James, the question is this. What number, when you subtract it from 12, will give you 7?
5.
5, you can't. 5 minus 12 is a negative 7, because you're taking something bigger away than 7. What, if it doesn't work, what should you do? Think of an easy problem. 6 minus 2 is 4. If you didn't know this was a 6, what do you do with these two to get 6? Add them. The answer to this is 19. 19 minus 12 is 7.
Sorry.
I know. It happens to the best of them. Jackson.
I don't know how I got 18 wrong.
18. Well, what's 10 squared, sir?
100.
And what's the square root of 100?
10. I got 50.
That's where you got it wrong. 100 minus 10 is 90. Yeah, please remember, square root signs are not division signs. They are what number times what number gives you 100. Oh, I feel as though we're making great progress, especially Sam with his pen and whatever that is. Do we have a rule against toys, Sam? It is if you're playing with it. Just saying. It's not meant to be a toy, Sam, but if you're using it as a toy, then it is. Just saying. this, I like it, Sam. Thank you for being cooperative. I appreciate you not like trying to justify it anymore. Notice I didn't take any of it away, I just said. You'll disagree with me later, right? On your own, to yourself.
It depends.
I think that's worth it. Any other ones, ladies and gentlemen, at your mercy? Nobody has any others? David is looking very, very, very puzzled at something over in the corner of the room. What was it, David? I wanna know your thoughts.
The guy hanging on the sun.
And you wanna know what about it was puzzling you. Grace at Trusaki!
Number 6.
Number 6, ladies and gentlemen, number 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the perimeter of a rectangular picture frame that is 14.5 by 11? Did you draw the rectangle on
Yeah, I did.
and label it?
Yeah, I did.
And it's 11.5 by 14.5?
Yeah.
And you added those together because that's what perimeter means?
Oh,
What? What is 14.5 plus 14.5? It's 28 plus 1, 29. What's 11.5 plus 11.5? That'd be 23, and then if you add those together, I believe you get 52.
oh, I only,
Added 2 of them,
yeah.
but you're going all the way around. Your perimeter is going to be a little short. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's got anything else? Nothing about the 4th vertex, comparing fractions. 19, adding and subtracting fractions. Yes.
What did I have that pen on?
Number 10. Is that on the other page? I assume it is. Did you use the squares on your paper, sir?
Yeah.
Alright, so your thing looks like this. You are drawing these vertices. Did you go 3 over, 2 up? 1, 2, 3 over, 2 up?
Yes.
And then negative 1, 2, negative 1, up 2. And then negative 1, negative 2, which means you go down 2. So here are your 2 sides. Where's the other one going to be? Well, it's going to be straight across here and straight down from there, which is going to be 1, 2, 3 over and 2 down. 3 over and 2 down. Where did we go wrong there?
I put negative 1, 2, then negative 2.
That'll do her every time. Jake?
I did number 20.
Really? What happened? Because of all the numbers, I would have thought 20 was one you were going to get. What does 20 ask? What is the median? Ladies and gentlemen, this would be the notes for number 20. What's median mean? Middle. But in order to find that middle, you must, you have to write them from least to greatest, otherwise your middle won't be the middle. So you write, the smallest one looks like this one, 2659.
Oh, I see what I did.
I would bet. Then you got 29, 95, 89, or 85, looks like 2985. Then you got 29, oh wait, 2895, sorry. Moved up on that one. 2895, then 2985. They're kind of tricky on that one, aren't they?
I messed it up because what I did was I crossed out the front and back, and then I tried to do it again.
Did you order from least to greatest?
Yeah, I ordered them from least to
Well, you could do that.
So each one gets in the middle.
So this
But
is
then I explained one.
2989. So you're saying you could cross off this and cross off this, cross off this and cross off this.
But instead I accidentally crossed out 2, 8,
Maddie Hyde.
number 19.
Number 19, ladies and gents. This is just a division problem, right, Maddie? It's a division problem. This divided by that, what a fraction is. And this is dollars. So your answer is gonna be in dollars. If it's a decimal, what happens to the decimal? Goes straight up. No, you only move decimals when this has a decimal, then you move things over. If it's just in that number, you just bring it straight up. 4 goes into 56 4 times. You subtract. You with me? You with me? Here's what you gotta remember. You bring down, 14 did not go into 8, but I brought a number down, so I have to put a big fat 0 up there. And then you can bring the next number down. 14 goes into 84 6 times. That's dollars and cents. Any more?